Hey everyone, this is the third part of what goes into GAAP. So the first one we've talked about principles. The second one we've talked about assumptions, and in this one we're going to be talking about accounting constraints. There are two main constraints that would allow us to not have to report what we would normally maybe think we would need to report on our financial statements. So the first one is what's called the materiality constraint. And what this does is it states that only information that would influence a decision of a reasonable person needs to be disclosed. So a good vague example of this would be if I reported $50 million in what we call accounts receivable. We'll talk about that later on in another video. But that's what people owe us. So if we said that we're owed $50 million, and I say, you know what, I made a mistake and I'm off by $500. Is me restating my financial statements over $500 out of $50 million really going to change somebody else's decision on whether to invest in me or not? That would be immaterial. It's not really worth it. Now, if I said, okay, at $50 million, I added a few extra zeros and it's only $50,000, then that's something that's very material and I need to restate that. So that is what the materiality constraint is. Is it really going to, if I do this, is it really going to change a reasonable person's decision on whether they're going to invest in me or not? That's the materiality constraint. The second one is called the cost-benefit constraint, and that states that only information with benefits of disclosure greater than the cost of providing it need to be disclosed. So am I going to get my money back from this? It's going to cost me money to do things. It's going to cost me money to submit things, to count up things, to audit things, and stuff like that. Am I going to get my money just to go back? And maybe, again, going back to the example that we just talked about, $50 million over $500. If I'm going to go try to find that $500, is it worth me spending all that money? Am I going to get that back plus some over $500? Probably not, because it's not going to change many people's decision. So there's no cost benefit to me to try to find that $500. And that's it.